Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I thought I would give you guys a little update on everything that's happening. As you guys know, we're on the cusp of some major characters releasing and also some major announcements happening. And we already had a couple that had happened already. For example, let's start with the GOAT, the legend, the Harada-san. As you guys know, he started his new studio and he has this tweet here where he's saying that, like, if you want to join his studio, you could go to the website and try it. I know there's a lot of indie developers out there. There's a lot of developers out there who watch my videos. I would say go ahead and try to sign up, bro. The worst he could do is not respond. If you want to be a game developer and work for a company, Harada has a studio that's going to be there for quite some time and has Saudi money backing it. So take your shot, bro. You never know what happens. He needs a team. You could be a part of it. As for his studio, we know that 2 Tekken developers have already joined this team. Will more join? Only time will tell. But on Twitter, he's been very active. He says, "We have been receiving a steady stream of congratulations for the VS Studios. It's incredibly encouraging." And you can just see here some tweets where developers are sending him flowers with messages attached to him. That's pretty nice. Also on Twitter, someone asked Harada, "Are you hiring an office mascot? I would love to present my resume." See, bro, Harada's there. Contact him. He's open to all of these ideas. When I seen Harada tweeting like this, I was like, Harada's back. I thought he was gone because he wasn't interacting with Tekken anymore and his Twitter went dark, but the guy is back. He responds and says, "I hadn't thought of that. I guess mascot characters are really wearing costumes after all." In another tweet, someone congratulated him and says, "Looking forward to your newest project." And then Harada says, "No one has considered the possibility of an extremely serious bowling game." You know, people are really trying to figure out what his next game will be. It seems like a 3D fighting game because so far he's gathering fighting game developers, most notably people who operate on 3D fighting games, but putting out a brand new fighting game with a new IP in 2026, 2027 in the future is going to be very difficult. These things tends to be not as profitable, and there's also not a big market for it. So it's an uphill battle through and through. But once again, Harada and the team that he's assembling, if they can't do it, no one can. Lastly, about Harada, and this is interesting, he landed in Atlanta, is what he says in a tweet. He also talks about how he's seen a couple of people in a terminal screaming his name, saying hello. The question that I have here is, why is Harada in Atlanta? I mean, he could do whatever he wants and go wherever he wants, right? But is that where Combo Breaker is at? No, it's not. Combo Breaker is in Chicago. What's going on in Atlanta right now? It's interesting, right? To see him on the move, to see him have a studio, to see him hiring people, to see everything that he's doing. We're just going to have to continue following along with this to figure out what's his next step. Now, moving on from that and quickly talking about something that Street Fighter is doing or is currently happening with that game. I made this tweet and I also made a full video about it. You guys should go check it out if you haven't seen it. But if you haven't seen it, we have more evidence that Tifa Lockhart will feature in Street Fighter 6 Year 4 DLC. Avatar mode trailer shows Ingrid's boss battles listed as visitors from another world, which is the same name Capcom used in the past for their Monster Hunter Wilds and Final Fantasy crossover. This seems like it's going to be a pretty big thing, and if it happens, Tekken will have dropped the ball massively, because when you look at the sales of these franchises, here's some of the biggest Japanese video game series sales numbers. On this list, you have Tekken right above Street Fighter, and there is a 2 million copy difference. Now, the reason why Tekken was able to get advantage over Street Fighter in the first place is because Tekken 7 outperformed Street Fighter 5 by a huge margin. Street Fighter 5 dropped the ball so incredibly, and that also compounded the damage by putting Akuma into Tekken. Now, I know this was a part of a long-term deal that Ono and Harada, 2 people who were friends, they had. They were going to do this whole Tekken cross Street Fighter cross Tekken. That didn't happen. Both of those guys eventually left the company, and we kind of ended up with what we ended up with. Street Fighter cross Tekken didn't do so well. Akuma in Tekken 7, that game benefited massively from that. And it went on to sell 12 million copies and is what pushed Tekken above Street Fighter. But with Street Fighter 6 selling as fast as it is and Tekken still not selling 4 million copies, I don't think they said it yet. It still hasn't done it. It looks like Street Fighter will surpass Tekken and will probably never look back, because this Tifa thing is going to be huge. So this was a rare moment in time where Tekken had the upper hand, but they have not handled their cards properly, and Street Fighter is going to steal the throne back. Now, as for Tekken, Kunimitsu is going to be releasing very, very soon. To catch everyone up to date, I'll read my tweet. By the way, if any of you guys are kind of out of the loop and you don't want to spend your time watching the video, just follow my Twitter. I try to put things on there that's accurate, that's informative, and sometimes even funny. For example, this tweet here, which says Tekken 8 version 3.1 releases in 10 days. Now at the time of recording, it's probably like 5 or 6, I don't know, including Kunimitsu, a balance patch, a battle pass 10, and new shop outfits. The balance update that will be released with that will address bugs, attacks with excessive reward, and make adjustments to the heat system, with more changes planned in the future. But before that, the developers have confirmed again on Twitter that with Kunimitsu, you will be able to get first-hand experience with Herd Combo Breaker. That will be lasting from May 22nd to May 24th. Expect to see content creators and recorded gameplay appear on the internet. They will probably do IGN interviews and things of that sort as well. Also, note, I want you to pay attention. Before top 8, we will get the first look at the final DLC character. This character will also have a stage. There is heavy speculation about who this character will be. I did a poll asking would it be a legacy character, a new character, a guest character. Guest character seems to be the leading idea, but we really have no idea whatsoever. I know people are saying it makes sense that they would do a legacy character because they're not doing this reveal at a big venue, but also I've seen counter arguments saying that the reason why they are not doing a character reveal at a big venue like Game Awards or Summer Games Fest is because it's basically too expensive and it's not worth it. We know that Jeff Keighley charges big companies a lot of money, $250,000 for a 1-minute trailer. You know, the price is going up dramatically. The Tekken developers experimented with that format with Clive, and it obviously did not pay off because we did not see this massive growth of players as they expected. So it would make sense that they would not just give Jeff Keighley $250,000 again for no reason. They would do the reveal in their own way, similar to what they did with Negan in Tekken 7. They revealed him at a Tekken event, not the Game Awards, and Negan's trailer went on to be one of the most viral and viewed trailers in Tekken history. So honestly, as long as the character is cool, Negan was cool at the time, then he fell off hard, but as long as the character is cool, as long as the trailer is hype, the internet will do the rest. I will be streaming this event because I think it's going to be really fascinating watching the tournament players play, watching the pro players. You know, things will change with the new update afterwards. And then also, you know, the competition is very heated. But I do want to highlight this discussion that broke out on Twitter as well. It says Tekken 8 Final Fighter reveal set for Combo Breaker. Some of the leading ideas is Michelle or Julia Chang, but also people are speculating crossovers such as Scorpion or 2B. When you're talking about DLC of Tekken, one thing that you have to mention is what Harada said before leaving the company. He said Miguel and Kunimitsu are pretty much on the way. We've seen Kunimitsu show up, now we're just waiting for Miguel. We also know that in the past they said that it takes time for them to get their designs right and the visuals right, and they don't really like revealing their characters all at once. So if that was the case with Miguel, who's the furthest character out, it would make sense that they would need a little bit more time to figure out his design. So that would make sense with what Harada said. But then another way you can look at it is for the Changs, Michelle and Julia, we currently in Tekken 8 do not have an American female character in the game. There's a lot of characters who speak English in Tekken, but they are not American. And with the American players being the biggest demographic, one of the biggest behind EU, it would make sense that the developers would try to cater to that audience. That's hence why Bob was probably picked over Miguel if the final character is not Miguel. Really, we don't have to speculate too hard because the reveal will be happening in a couple of days, but this is just some of the things that the players are talking about. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.